Who said what? What? Who? When? Where? Why? Is that Lex? Everybody's favorite astrologers in the building. So y'all look, we have a beautiful Pisces. All the Pisces stand up. Man, all the water signs stand up right now. Because listen, when the moon is in Pisces, this is fantastic for all water signs. All right? And this is also everybody's favorite full moon. Because we're going to be having a full moon tomorrow in the intuitive sign of psychic mastery, Pisces, governed by the fish going that way and another one going that way. Now, we have a full moon in Pisces and we have the sun in Virgo. Now, before we get into this, why not break down the major 8 moon phases? The first moon phase is a new moon. Then you have a crescent moon. Then you have a half moon. Then you have a gibbous moon. Then you have a full moon. Then you have another gibbous moon. Then you have another half moon. Then you have a crescent moon. And then you have a new moon again. So we have 8 major moon phases. And each of these moon phases is what, guys? 45 degrees. Yeah, make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrostetics. And each of these major moon phases are about 45 degrees each. So when you do this mathematical technique, 45 times 8, you get 360. And this is why we have 8 major moon phases. Now, when the full moon happens in Pisces, this is typically called the what? The harvest moon. The full moon in Pisces is typically called the harvest moon. The first full moon in September, because this deals with harvesting of the grain, preparation for the winter season, preparation for the fall season. When you think of the sun is in Virgo, all right? Now, in tropical astrology, when the sun is in Virgo, well, in sidereal and in Joyotish as well, when the sun is in Virgo, this is right before the sun goes in the Libra season. Now, Astrostetics shows us, everything that I'm saying is in this beautiful 500-page book. Make sure y'all pick up a copy right now. Because Astrostetics shows us that Virgo deals with the common ground of mankind, the common ground of humanity. This is why Virgos are so chill. They're so practical. Astrostetics shows us that Virgo also rules practicalities. And we're going to get more into this. This is right before it enters the fall season. The fall. And when the sun goes into Libra, Libra is where we have the fall season. Now, remember, we also have beautiful videos where we mentioned that Aries is the start and Libra is that midway point that balances the seasons, and Aries does too. So Aries and Libra both deal with balancing, but in different ways. Aries deals with a balancing of the self, while Libra deals with a balancing of others. But when the sun is in Aries and when the sun is in Libra, either place is in the same place, which is by the equator. All right? So Aries and Libra, we would refer to them in Astrostetics as the equatorial signs to a degree, because they govern the equator from different perspectives. So Aries is considered the beginning of the zodiac, whereas Libra, being across from Aries, is considered that midway point of relativity. But we're talking about Libra because Virgo is the sign before Libra. All right? And when the sun is in Virgo, this is the time of the harvest moon, where you want to prepare and get ready for the fall season. So what you'll notice, Virgo, the full moon in September being called the harvest moon, this is when all your crops should be ready to go, son. You should be ready to get your crops ready, because you should have done all your planting around March or around April, right? If you did some late planting in the summertime, depending on what type of crops you have, they could be ready. During Virgo season, this is when you really know what you're working with. And Astrostetics shows us that Virgo deals with our work. Virgo deals with your work on a routine basis. And Astrostetics, and yeah, make sure y'all pick up Astrostetics right now, because this is what we're going to be. Well, everything that I'm saying is in this book. So make sure y'all pick up a copy right now, because y'all know y'all love it. I know y'all love what y'all hearing. I know you do. I know you do. Dead ass. All right. So look, Virgo, and we reading out of page 107 on Astrostetics. Make sure you get it. Virgo deals with the earth, reality, critics. Listen, Virgos is the critics. You hear me? When you hear Virgos going in, you don't want a Virgo breaking you down, because Virgo deals with detail. Remember, we said Virgo deals with practicality. This is the maiden, preparation, getting you ready for the season, for the fall. All right? So there is a strong healing element that goes with Virgo as well. Now, Virgo also deals with basic things, right? Basics, the practicality. Virgo is also the humanitarian. And this is a connection with Virgo, Leo, and Aquarius. These three signs are very dope with philanthropy, philanthropic efforts, and humanitarianism. Virgo also deals with patience, lifestyle, podcasting. All right, so if you a Virgo out there, y'all like to analyze and break things down. Look at Mr. Joe Budden. Virgo. These people are, listen, man, if you got a Virgo on your ass critiquing you, they're going to get critical and practical with you. Virgo is the sign, remember we said, of common ground. Virgo deals with commonalities. When the sun is here, this is highlighting scheduling, routine-based dealings, right? The farming element. Preparation is key. Proper preparation grants perfect performance. And Virgo values performance, right? So Virgo also has an element of being athletic. And I'd reckon that Virgo is probably the most active earth sign. Virgo is consistency. Remember, we said that Virgo deals with routine-based modalities. Going at it every day. Aries and Virgo, those are the two signs that deal with everyday routine-based things the most. I think the most consistent signs is Aries and Virgos, in my opinion. Look, if y'all want to get on my ass about that, feel free. But, I mean, come on. Aries, they're straight to it. Straight to the point. The sign of being direct. Virgos, they're receptive to those directive qualities. Virgo being an earth sign, it draws in, right? Virgos are extremely receptive, and this is why they can deal with the common programming, which can be labor, working, going at it on a routine level, because this is how you prepare. Now, we went in on Virgo just now, right? Make sure y'all like this video, and make sure y'all subscribe to the channel right now, because this is Astrostetics, and this is what we doing. We having a great time right now. Y'all see how we said that Aries and Libra are across from each other? Virgo and Pisces are across from each other too. And y'all know that we gonna have that full moon in Pisces, right? And Pisces is the sign of the quantum ones. Pisces and Astrostetics is the sign of quantum physics. This is the only book that you will get that in. And remember, you want to say that Pisces is the sign of quantum physics, make sure you credit Astrostetics, because we look at Pisces as the quantum weaver. Gemini and Pisces, these are the only two dual signs, and Sagittarius as well. And these are considered the main dual signs of the zodiac, Pisces and Gemini. You have two twins and you have two fish, right? Now, with Pisces, These are two fishes going in opposite directions, connected by a cord. Well, this is why we call this cord the weaver. This weaves in the dimensions, the invisible thread. And this is why Pisces can also deal with what we cannot see. Pisces in current astrology is governed by Neptune. When you think of Neptune, you think of invisibility, you think of silence, mystical things. When they say that God speaks to you in the silence with nothingness but oneness, that is in a way Neptune, and that is also Piscean. This is why Pisces governs spirituality, the unseen, the unknown. Where's that at? You won't see it coming.
Aesthetics.
That's Pisces. And it's also ultimately the imagination. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoying this. Now, when we have the sun in Virgo and we have the moon in Pisces, this is the perfect candidate for a full moon. The sun's light gets to observe the moon's brightness and all of its splendor and beauty. Now, when the moon is in Pisces, this is the sign of psychic sensitivity. But this is also where we go within and we tap into the most highest spiritual part of ourselves. And the moon, being the first planet in astrology, the moon and the sun are considered planets as well. We know that the moon is a satellite of Earth, but in astrology, the sun and the moon are considered planets. The moon, being the closest planet to the Earth, deals with intimacy, right? The moon is closest to the Earth. And out of this is where you get the intuitive aspects. The moon and Venus also can govern dreams as well. Like Jupiter can also govern dreams. But the moon is the first feminine energy outside of the Earth. All right? So the moon literally can also rule dreams because it does govern Cancer, which is another water sign. And notice, this is why we said in the beginning of the video, all of the water signs should be feeling lit right now.
Astrostetics.
But when we have the full moon in Pisces, that deals with the intuition, and Virgo deals with processing, this is the perfect middle way between reality and the imagination. Now look, make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrostetics because we're going to read what Astrostetics says about Pisces. This is on page 147, and look, y'all know this book is 500 pages, right? 500 pages. Make sure y'all pick it up right now. Pisces governs quantum physics, the quantum field, psychic sensitivity, the soul, the 12th house, dreamers, intuition, imagination, sensitivity, sympathy, the unseen, escapism. So Pisces, Virgo also can have aspects of these qualities. Virgo is also known as the hermit in other schools of thought, whereas Pisces is all about understanding reality. Listen, during any Pisces transit, if you're not running from the issue, Pisces season is one of the best times to gain an understanding of what's going on. There's a very practical side of Pisces because look, if you want to say that there are two fishes going in opposite direction, one of the fishes could be going in a fantasy-oriented direction. When you're not escaping fantasy, you're coming middle ground with reality. So when Pisces try to make it, when people try to make it seem like Pisces are always have their head in the mist, they're always on some mysterious. Well, a lot of the Pisces I know like to get straight to the point. They like to be very direct. They are very straightforward with their reason. Like, look, don't get me wrong. I know some Pisces out there that be wilding. Pisces is the last sign for a reason. And look, my birthday is dang near the last day of Pisces season. Like, you know how much people I'll be like, you not ready yet. Come on, are you serious? But That's because Pisces is the sign of psychic sensitivity. A lot of the things that I see Pisces might pick up on, people sometimes aren't really aware of what Pisces could be on. So this is where you get the isolation mechanism. This is where you get the reservationist. But look, Virgo are also like that as well. Virgos can have escapist tendencies. They can be withdrawn. That's why in other schools of thought, they might also call Virgo the hermit, because Virgos can be enclosed as well. So all signs, as we know, all signs have all signs in them. There is a side of even Aquarius that's like Pisces. There's a side of Leo that's like Pisces. But in the case of Virgo, with Pisces being on the opposite end, this is the spirituality factor that deals with other people. And this is when Virgos and their perspective and their perception on things, they can be very private oriented in that department. Whereas Pisces, they can develop a feeling towards others and they might reserve that. All of the water signs are private, but Pisces is the sign of invisibility and quantum physics. So when you're dealing with Pisces, or even with the full moon in Pisces, this can highlight transcendental emotions, because that's also what Pisces can deal with. It can deal with random feelings that can come from nowhere, but a divine place within you. Because Pisces, in a way, is like the sanctuary, or another aspect that we would call the 12th house. In Astrostetics, we call Pisces the sanctuary. And Pisces also can rule psychedelics. It can also rule dreams. It can rule fantasy. It can rule ethereal things. So Pisces is very ethereal and sentimental. All right? Now, when you have the sun in Virgo, all of that stuff I said, Virgo is not on that. Virgo wants to practicalize. Virgo wants to break these things down to in a way, a generic level for understanding and processing. This is why in Astrostetics, we look at Virgo as one of the signs of engineering. This is one of the signs of processing. So when you process something, you break it down, you make it tangible, and you make it ready for the digestion process. And Virgo rules the sacral chakra, which is also in your tummy. Virgo is also in your tummy. But in your tummy, in your belly, this is where you process information. And when we look at Astrostetics, make sure y'all like this video, please. When we look at Astrostetics, Mercury, which is the ruling planet for Virgo, is the processor. When we have the sun in Virgo and the moon in Pisces, this is about processing what's going on in an intuitive level. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's what we're saying. That's always the theme for Virgo season, America. All right? Now, y'all, I'll make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrostetics, and y'all know, this is really what we do. We want to practicalize astrology, not just during Virgo season. And look, as a Pisces, all I want to do is practicalize things. Make it easier for you, easier for you, easier and easier and easier for you. And that's what I think all Pisces should do. All of the spiritual, habitual, miracle things, it's your job to process them and transmit them in a way that brings clarity to others. And when the full moon is in Pisces, this is one of the best times to make sure you get a lot of rest. Sleep your ass off. Get 12 hours of rest if you can. Lately, I've been feeling so great. Just I need to catch up, right? Because I've been having such a great time, honestly. Looking at these beautiful stars and all of the above. When we're dealing with Virgo and Pisces together, they're both two mutable signs. So With Pisces, this can highlight the very secretive things. It can highlight drug scandals. It can highlight scandals with religious authorities. It can highlight transmigration, the elements of the migration process that you had no idea about. And we also have the moon in Pisces, and we have Jupiter in Gemini. This is one of the transits that benefit Jupiter and Gemini to the max, especially really Pisces. This is a great time for Pisces and really all water signs to address the family dynamics that they didn't know was there. For the Scorpios, this is a very creative, childlike, friendly, expressive transit. For the Cancers out there, this is great for learning and generating wisdom, processing on a higher level, and even education and religious themes. So if you're a Cancer, this is one of the best transits for you to really just visualize and process information on the highest level possible. If you a Cancer, listen, Cancers, make sure y'all tap in, because this is one of the best transits. A Pisces full moon, especially if you have the moon in Cancer, whew, beautiful transit for y'all. But it will deal with processing information to the highest degree. It could even deal with education and schooling, traveling. If you a Cancer and if you're emotionally sensitive about your perspective on the world, this transit will highlight that. And it can even force you to learn and develop a long-term thought process on the world around you. So this can inspire a lot of Cancers to travel, diversify their perspectives on reality. We love this transit for all signs, right? And all signs will experience this full moon differently. For the Aries out there, this could maybe really influence y'all the most, because this will really be very Piscean for the Aries. If you're an Aries, if you have planets in Aries, even Venus in Aries, you could be doing a lot of dreaming, going into dreamland a lot. And we're talking about a lot, a heightened sensitivity to your imagination. You once again should be dreaming more than any other sign, and also preparing for adjusting your relationship dynamics, because Venus will go retrograde in Aries at the top of March of next year, right? And like late February or early March of 2025, Venus will go retrograde. A lot of the things that you might feel emotionally sensitive now to, when you have that full moon in Pisces and then that Venus retrograde next year, it can highlight a lot of undercover hidden things going on in your private world. All right? So this is why if you are Aries, you definitely, like your Cancer counterparts, want to make sure that you're getting a lot of rest too. For the Aries and the Cancers, this transit could be very similar in a way, but for the Aries, it'll deal with things that are way more private and spiritually sensitive. So if you are Aries, you could know a Cancer out there, a Cancerian. You might be like, yo, I feel how this person feels, but it's 20 times more personal. This deals with emotional sensitivity to spiritual matters for the Aries out there. And for some Aries, it could deal with how they look, their physical appearance, even their health, making sure that they're in great health, how they initiate and present themselves, which can be a representation of your appearance. Virgo also deals with cleaning up. When you want to clean something up, you have to process it, and it's easier to clean up that way. The Virgos, and even them, this is a great time for them to have clarity in relationships. If you're a Virgo out there, this is a great time for you to really get intuitive and in tune. If you a Virgo Make sure that you having some great relationships, because this full moon will highlight matters that can be spiritually sensitive with associates. A lot of the things that you could have been processing for the past few months and years, if you're a Virgo, this transit will bring it to the utmost level, especially dealing with relationships. Making sure you communicating with your partner, talking about whatever you need to talk about, whatever it may be. The full moon in Pisces will highlight these things and rides them up to the surface. So if you're a Virgo, you should be preparing for proper communication with other people. If you a Gemini, this would deal with emotional sensitivity in the career, in the fields of work, your long-term plans and actions. Hey, what have you been trying to save up money for the past few years? What have you been trying to do for the past few months? This Pisces full moon will highlight that spiritual sensitivity to these things. What have you been doing for the past 3-4 years? Is your long-term plan even a thing? What are you doing? Are you just trying to be Astrostetics or what? That's what the full moon in for the Geminis will signify. And organizational matters. Well, what is your spiritual relationship with being organized and having your system and your structure on the same page? Is that even a thing? When you look at the Tauruses, they're going to have a great transit. This is going to bring them a lot of clarity with the future. If you're a Taurus, this will highlight spiritually sensitive matters in relationship to the future, with your friends, with your trusted friends. So the people that you valued for a long duration of time, and the community around you, your friends, your social groups, this is a great time for Tauruses to do some group-based things. Any of your friends that you've been planning on hanging out with for a long time, this is a great time for you to connect with them. This is a great time. You dead ass? Yo, y'all, breaking news. Yo, they just said they took Diddy into federal custody while I'm doing the breakdown? While I'm doing the breakdown? That's what y'all said? Yo, look, I told y'all that on September 16th, something crazy was going to happen. I told y'all this. And I told y'all this. Y'all, look. Y'all know, we got to hop on the content. All right, look, this video is going up very soon. And I'm going to finish doing all the other zodiac signs. Yo, this is crazy. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. This shit is crazy, son. They got him. They got his ass.